Welcome to the annual education on person-centered care, dementia, responsive behavior, and sexual expression in long-term care. Patients and families are welcomed as partners in care at our site. Remember that family or support persons are not simply visitors in the lives of our residents. They are essential members of the care team. The four core concepts of patient and family-centered care are based on research about what matters to patients and families. Respect and dignity. Treating patients and family with compassion, incorporating patient values, preferences, and needs into the services we provide. Everything we do impacts the patients and families. It can be as simple as providing directions to a patient so they can find the department they are looking for. Information sharing. We communicate with patients and families to ensure they can understand and receive timely, complete, and accurate information in a way they can easily understand. Participation. This generally happens at the point of care. We build partnerships and encourage and support patients and families to participate in care and decision making at the level they choose. Collaboration. We collaborate with patients and families in the design, delivery, and evaluation of services, and use the information to make improvements. We share ideas to help improve services for patients. Research indicates that when patients, families, staff have improved communication and better working relationship, their health and satisfaction improve. It is important to focus on the person and include those they consider family. Everyone plays a role in making the environment positive for patients and families. Challenge yourself to think about the work that you do and what impact you may be having on another person's day. We'll introduce you to two practical methods you can use to support patient and family-centered care: NOD and ADET. NOD or NOD stands for name, occupation, and duty. When interacting with patients, identify who you are and what your role is in their care. The ADET acronym is a good summary of how you can support patient and family-centered care. A is attitude or acknowledge. Attitude is everything. We want to create a lasting impression. I is introduction. Give your name, occupation, and description. D is for duration. Let the patient know if there is a delay and how long it will be. E is explain, communicate any steps that will be taken, and T is think. Let patient know it was a privilege to care for them. Dementia is an overall term for a set of symptoms that are caused by disorders affecting the brain. Symptoms may include memory loss and difficulties with thinking, problem solving, or language, severe enough to affect a person's ability to perform everyday activities. A person with dementia may also experience changes in mood or behavior. Many older people have slight lost memory, but it does not affect their daily lives. What causes dementia? Dementia is not a specific disease. It's more of a general term that describes memory loss and difficulty with planning, judgment, and problem solving that affects a person's daily life. Many diseases can cause dementia, such as Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, head trauma, Parkinson's disease, and many more. Some illnesses or treatable conditions can cause symptoms similar to dementia. For example, delirium, vitamin deficiencies, thyroid disease, sleep disorders, or toxic reactions to medication. Who might develop dementia? As of 2016, there are 564,000 Canadians living with dementia, and by 2031, this number is expected to increase to 937,000. Right now, 1 out of 11 Canadians over 65 years old are living with dementia. This number increases with age. 1 in 3 Canadians over 80 have dementia. Age is one of the greatest risk factors for dementia. Because dementia affects the person's ability to care for themselves, many clients will require continuing care support. Responsive behavior is a significant subset of the behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia that are thought to be an expression of an unmet need, a response to stimulus in a client's environment, a psychological need, or a response to the approach of healthcare providers or other clients. You may see clients who exhibit what you might think are unusual behaviors, such as pacing hallways, trying to escape or leave a secured area, speaking what sounds like gibberish, taking things from others' rooms, or getting upset or angry for no apparent reason. Dementia affects how the brain works and how people communicate their needs. Sometimes people respond with different behaviors because they cannot use words. Responsive behaviors are ways in which a person with dementia can express an unmet need. Depending on the environment or situation, a responsive behavior may be triggered. The client may be hungry, thirsty, need to use the bathroom, are in pain, or are tired. There may be too much activity happening around them, or there are loud noises or activities around them which they cannot understand. They may be lonely, anxious, feel unsafe, or are bored. Others may be getting in their space or are not communicating the way the person can understand. The evidence indicates that successful management of responsive behaviors requires people to understand the client's needs behind the behaviors, rather than attempting to stop or control them. All behaviors has meaning. When working in a care setting on a regular basis, you typically become more familiar with the clients residing there, including their personality and how they express themselves. If you do not work in the care setting often, you are less likely to know the clients well. So what can you do to support the clients who may exhibit responsive behaviors? Be aware that clients may react to noises you make or things you need to do, such as enter their rooms to repair something. Do your best to prevent responsive behaviors whenever possible. Do not be afraid to mention anything to the supervisor or the nurse if you witness a client exhibit a responsive behavior, or if you think they are acting different than usual. This is important for client safety. Follow directions on how to respond to responsive behaviors in a care setting and work within your job description. Do not be afraid to ask the staff if there's anything you should be aware of in the course of your duties. When communicating with someone who has dementia or a responsive behavior, try the nice and easy way. Nice. No one use the name the client prefers. Introduce yourself each and every time if the person has memory problems. Establish contact to get the client's attention. A knock on the door or even saying hello when you enter a common area is a nice gesture to let someone know you are there. Explain what you're going to do. Give the client extra time to process the information. If they don't respond to you, repeat the same statement. You may gesture or show an object to help them understand what you're going to do. Easy. Enter the client's world. Their reality may be different than yours, and that's okay. Is it really so bad if the client believes they are a school teacher waiting for the children to show up? Avoid arguments. Change the subject or ask questions to distract the person. If the client is upset, don't force the issue. Report any concerns or unsafe behavior, such as anger or aggression, to the nurse. Smile and be aware of your body language. Some people might understand this better than words. You are the key to making somebody's day better. Others often pick up on our behaviors and mood. It's the little things that you do that matter or can make a difference in a client's day.